Hey guys, I'm Pop.
And I'm Tot.
And we are Pop and Tot Games. And today we're going to be talking about our top 10 favorite games of all time, 2025 edition. We did a top 10 last year, so be sure to check that out. I think that was actually our first video ever, if I recall. So the quality's has improved over time.
It was filmed with our phone.
We filmed with our phone before we got a nice camera, so. All right, and so, yeah, be sure to check out the 11 through 20 video that we did recently to see what our top 20 list is. And we're going to start with Isaiah's number 10.
My number 10 is Raiders of the North Sea. I like this game because it's Viking themed and you are raiding. You have these workers. So the first area you raid doesn't really give you very good workers. And in some areas in your town you need specific workers to go there. And there's a silversmith, and these are coins that come with the base game. I mean, they're very nice metal coins. There's also a playmat for this game. So if you like playmats, you should go check that out. And you can raid fortresses, monasteries, you can raid
Harbors?
Yeah, harbors. There's a lot of things to raid. Monasteries give you your white workers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is basically what you're doing on a turn. You are either raiding, as I explained, or you are going on your turn. So you have 5 options in your town maybe. You need the silver to hire your guys. And you need workers to get those things. If not, maybe there's 3 at the beginning, 3 options.
Yeah. As you get gray workers, you get more options in town.
Gray workers are good, but white workers are the best. That's what you need to raid fortresses.
Yep, and you're basically placing a worker for one action, and then you're picking up a worker if you're doing the gathering resources in town. Or you take your worker and you go raid. So that's basically what you're doing. You either take 2 actions in town or 1 action of raiding.
Yeah.
It's basically all you do. So it's pretty simple on the rule set.
And I'll show you the board. That's basically all the game does, but it's very good components. These are the blood for Fields of Fame. They can hurt you because you get these really buffed up guys, super strong.
Yeah, when your crew gets injured, you put those on to show how hurt they are.
Yeah, it's like... Basically, the big buffed up guys hurt your crew. This is some of the board.
Yeah, beautiful artwork.
Yeah, it's very good artwork. And it's 5 players, I believe. Up to 5 players.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a solo variant or not. There might be.
There might be if it says 1 to 5. I'm not sure. We will have the link posted up on the video, so you'll see how many players it is up there. Cool, good choice.
So this is my number 10, Raiders of the North Sea.
Yeah, and that was in my 11 through 20 list. All right, my number 10 is also a Viking themed game. It's called Reavers of Midgard. I'll let you hold that. Reavers of Midgard, in the game, you are Vikings as well. You're going to be building up your crew through dice worker placement. You'll be getting these awesome dice throughout the game, which represent your Vikings, your crew members. Then you'll be traveling out to sea to fight sea monsters. You'll also be going into town and gathering resources and doing various things in town. There's a total of 6 worker placement spots where you can go in the game, 6 different areas. They're like different continents, different areas. Well, the sea is one of those areas. And then there's, 5 land areas you can go to. But it has great components, lots of, colorful components, great artwork. You're basically trying to gain the most glory in the game. And you're using these dice primarily to get glory. There's also a set collection. Yeah, there's a set collection aspect of the game where you're getting cards of a certain type to get points. lots of different ways to score points in the game. It's kind of a point salad, game. Still a game that I need to teach Isaiah. I think he would really enjoy it. More complex than Raiders of the North Sea, more going on, but not overly complex. And then it's got one other cool thing that I think really makes the game stand out. It has this mechanism where I take an action, then Isaiah gets to take the same action after I take the action. Isaiah on his turn takes an action, I get to take Isaiah's action on his turn. And so it's really cool. So there's these 6 places you can go, but all the players at the table are involved on other players' turn. Now they can opt to not take the action, and if they do that, they get like just a few resources. But everybody's involved on other players' turns, which I think was probably the best thing about this game, besides just the theme and the components. It's just the fact that everybody's always engaged. There's always something going on everybody's turn where everybody's involved. So that's my number 10, Reavers of Midgard. Not to be confused with Champions of Midgard, which was the precursor game that came out before this. So that's a different game. Also a great game as well.
Oh, and also, Raiders of the North Sea is an app. And it's a very good app. We played on the app like 3 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an excellent
The
app.
app is allowed to be on multiple devices too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Good point. Yeah, wonderful app. If you want to check it out on the app version, you can save some money that way. See if you like the game first.
My number 9 is Sheriff of Nottingham.
Oh.
Wait, no, not Nottingham. Ham are not naughty.
Okay.
It is Sheriff of Nottingham.
Oh, okay, Nottingham.
I like this game because you get to make spiels. You're like, I have fresh cheese, but the sheriff gets to choose, and you have it in these bags. So basically, you have coins. They have coins in this game. Coins are all your points. So you try to get the most coins, and that's all the points. Yep. So here is some. This is the front box cover. It's a pretty nice rule book. They also have a second edition, but I think this artwork is a lot better than the second edition.
Yeah, I think the first edition's the one to get. If you could get
Yeah.
a copy of this with this artwork, it's better.
And also, this is what your turn is. So you have 6 cards each turn. You have bags, and you put your cards. You pick. You can discard cards, put your cards in the bag, and you alternate sheriffs. Everybody gets to be sheriff 2 times. Each person gives their bag to the sheriff, and the sheriff does the person to their left first, I think. And then the person gives the spiel, and then the sheriff makes the final decision. There's also a 5 to 6 player mode where there's deputies.
Deputies, yeah.
And there's 2 of them, and there's a treasure chest, and there's also a Merry Man expansion. And it's a very fun game. That is my number 9, Sheriff of Nottingham.
Very nice. All right. My number 9 is a game called Coimbra. And this is one of those games where the artwork is all right, but the gameplay is fantastic. So in this game, it is also dice worker placement, where you're putting your dice out to do various actions. But it's actually a little different than that. It's not just dice placement, it's dice drafting. So you actually place all these dice out at the start of the round, and then each player is drafting which die they want to take. But the higher the die, the more money it takes. And so the higher the dice, you get better actions, but you have to pay more for them. So there's that balancing act, which I find is fantastic. The dice are just kind of standard, 6-sided dice, just straight color dice. But it has these little cool castles that they go into. And what you're doing is you're to select which die you want to take. So say I'm the blue player, you'll put the die inside of the castle. And that's one of the coolest things about this. And you'll just stick it in there and it just slots right inside. And I would normally have a blue die. Actually, no, that's not true. There are no blue dice in this game. These are the colors. Each die represents a different track in the game, which is really cool. I believe purple is like a wild one, but they each represent a different track that bumps up your position on these various tracks that are on the board. But see, the die goes right into the castle, which is really cool. So it has that, and then you're moving up these various tracks to score points. And it's there's also a little board where you're moving your emissary around and you're getting different benefits on this map. And each spot you land on gives you more benefits, and the further you go on this map, the more benefits you get to score more points. So it's a very point salad-y game, once again, where you're just scoring a ton of points in various ways. But the main mechanism is dice drafting. And then, like I said, you have to pay for these dice. So you're balancing how much money you have. You gotta sometimes get more money to be able to pay for the dice. And then there's these in-game objectives that you can take as well to give you additional points. So lots of ways to score points. Very fun. Like I said, the artwork is all right. It's not one of the games that stands out that way, but the game mechanisms are a lot of fun. Very thinky game and very interactive from all the players, because you could be taking a die that somebody else wants. So that is my number 9, Coimbra.
My number 8 is Foundations of Metropolis.
Alright.
I like this game because it's fun, and it's a variation of Foundations of Rome, a cheaper one. Foundations of Rome is the first one. This is the second one. And they have nice double slotted player boards, which I'll show you in a little bit. And the gameplay is pretty simple, but the strategy can be thinky. So this is what you're doing on your turn. You have these buildings. You have these buildings on your player board. As you can see, they're double slotted, and it tells you how much points they are. But you need to buy lots. And then there's another board that you put the lot markers on. And then after that, you can build different buildings. And there's also this population track. So you want a lot of people in your city, and it gives you points. Mm-hmm. And there is also these special ones. These are special tiles.
Civic buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They're very special, and they have each one has a different shape and the same color. Good artwork. And it looks like a real city up here. I mean, the people, the buildings. This is my number 8, Foundations of Metropolis.
Yeah, great choice. Yeah, it has a nice custom insert, but it has to go in a specific way. So, and if you don't put it that way, it doesn't fit in there. So it's like a little bit of a puzzle getting it back in there. But
custom insert that only fits one way.
Yeah, great choice. I believe that was in my 11 through 20 as well.
Oh, and it's by Emerson Matsuuchi.
Yeah, Emerson Matsuuchi. Yeah, great designer. I met him, and he is an awesome man, just a humble guy. He's designed a ton of games that have been very popular, but he's just the most down-to-earth guy you'll ever meet. So very, very nice guy. All right, my number 8 is a game about bees in space. So this is a sci-fi themed game where super intelligent super intelligent bees have colonized space. And so they've left planet Earth and they proceeded to colonize space. This is a Stonemaier Games title, the same company that makes Wingspan and Fenspan and all the spans. So in this game, you are going to be playing as these super intelligent bees. And you have this really cool board that's going to represent various spots in space that you will be colonizing. So you have actually just exploring space. You also have, this board is a little bit tricky to open up. There you go. All right, if I can get it here. There we go. It's very large too. All right, so there's the board. Up here you're colonizing space, you're exploring planets basically. And then down here you're doing various things like you are farming, you're recruiting, you're developing. Then there's this little honeycomb section where you're carving. Then you're converting resources over here, you're researching over here. Then you can actually grow new bees here, little baby bees, because what happens is, one of the cool things about this game is your bees will eventually hibernate. They'll disappear. You can't use them anymore. It's a worker placement game where your bees are workers, and eventually those bees will, like I say, fall asleep. They'll hibernate. And you can no longer use them anymore because they've gotten maybe too old, they need to rest, they've worked too hard, so then you got to get new bees out. And then one of the cool things is there's level 1 through 4 bee workers. So every bee starts at a 1, goes all the way up to a 4. Well, after you use that bee, when it's a 4, it will hibernate. But when it's a 4, you get a super powerful ability on whichever spot of the board you put that 4 level bee on. So there's this really cool balancing act of I want my bees to get stronger so I can get them to a 4 to get a super powerful ability, but then they're going to hibernate and then I'll lose them, so then you've got to get babies to replace them, bee babies, to replace them. And so it's just this balancing act the whole time with your workers. And I find that fascinating. Also, just having a higher strength number is going to help you with various actions. You'll be able to take more tiles, like when you're developing and farming. You'll have access to more things if they're higher level workers. So that's also kind of neat. But that's basically the crux of the game. You also have these little player boards that you're expanding your personal colony on. And so those are really cool. And they're all unique. And so you get to put tiles on these boards. And the tiles are all different tiles with different names and do various things. And then you have this cool little Queen's Favor track where you're trying to please the queen of the hive, which is really cool. And you get points for that at the end of the game. So, super fun game, neat theme. It's also got art by Kwanchai Moria, who's just a very good artist, board game artist. So, highly recommend it, especially if you already like Stonemaier games. Their production's always very, very good quality. So if you've not played Apiary, I highly recommend it. My number 8.
Oh, and the boards for it are bendable. So they're durable. I don't know what you would call it. Maybe synth? I don't know.
Yeah, it's thick paper, I guess, but it's bendable. Yeah, very durable.
My number 7 is Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth.
I see you, says Sauron
I see you.
to Frodo.
Okay. So I like this game because it's a very good production. It's good. It's a fun game. They have these towers and they have coins. And they have different years. Or is it centuries?
Yeah. They're rounds, but they're different periods during the third age of Middle Earth. Years.
And so you have this ring track, and that's one way to win. You get all the way to the Fire of Doom for the good guys, then you win that way. But if the bad guys catch up to you, then they win. And then there's also a battle board. Whoever gets the most troops out wins. And you have towers, which towers cannot be destroyed unless you get this fancy thing that goes and goes, "You're gone, tower."
There's only like one or two of those in the whole game, though. I think there's one tile that does it. And then what's the third way you can win? There's a third way you can
And
win.
there's all Kong, and you can get a bunch of these
Alliance.
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, alliance, and then you win that way. You're like, "I'm done with you. I won." Okay, so I'm gonna show you the game components. And art is by, what is the artist?
Vincent.
Dutray. He also designed, what else was the artwork?
Luthier.
Yep, which it's a fun game. We got our Kickstarter and like a few, maybe like 7 days ago. I don't know. So these are some of the tiles. These are special things that you can get though. Not everybody gets them. Yeah. Not everybody aims them.
You get those instead of a card. So on your turn, what are you doing?
Well, you have your money, and you buy cards, and the cards give you stuff, or you gain these symbols that help you buy the cards for free. And well, it does a lot of cool things, and it's a very fun game. 2-player only, 10 up, and plays in 30 minutes. But if you're really good at this game, maybe 25 minutes. The setup's quick, so maybe 27 max.
Yeah,
I've
plays
played
pretty
this
fast.
game like, I don't know, 10 times maybe?
You've played it several times now. Yeah. It's a fun one. Yeah, right now this is my favorite 2-player only game. Can't think of a game that's better.
Very fun.
Yeah, and it replaced a game called Seven Wonders Duel. It
It's
came
like
out
the
a long time
same
ago.
game.
It's very well. It's the same in some aspects, but it's got the Lord of the Rings theme, and then it's got that battle board, where the troops are. That's completely different. In Seven Wonders, you had a little army tracker that show you which side, if you had more troops or less troops, and it was kind of boring, I thought. But this one replaces that with this cool little map, where you
And
put
this
troops
is
on.
the other way you tell how you win those symbols. See, those are what I was talking about, the alliances. And the one that destroys the tower are the dwarves. The dwarves destroy the tower.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense though, because dwarves are really strong.
I think these. Yeah.
Dwarves are very strong, and they're gonna go, "I'm done with Sauron." Roar! But the problem is, you do not want the bad guys to get them. If not, then they beat you.
Bad things happen then.
Wah, wah, wah.
Great choice. All right, my number 7 is Marvel Champions, the card game. This is a living card game, so you can buy this base box, and then it has several heroes, several villains, and then they have these little expansion packs that you can buy where it'll have like one villain or one hero.
Or
They have these little boxes that have, several villains, several heroes. You can buy these. And so they have these little expansion packs that either a big one or a mini pack. But I have a lot of content for it because it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of variety. Tons of superheroes to choose from. Tons of villains to play against. So in this game, it's all cards. There's some tokens too that keep track of things, but it's basically a card game. You either build your own custom deck, or you use the deck that they give you in the game, and they have all the cards in there for you. And you play as, say, like the Winter Soldier, and you're playing as this character. You have hit points that represent how much health you have in the game, and if you ever get knocked out of the game, you lose all your hit points, then your character's knocked out, and then you will lose the game if all of the players get knocked out. It's not one of those games where if one person gets knocked out, everybody loses. No. As long as you have one hero remaining, you can still beat the villain. You have to defeat him at the end. And then it also has stats for each character, how much attack they do, how much defense they have, how much thwart they have. And thwart is basically stopping the enemy's schemes. Because each villain's going to have schemes that they're trying to accomplish, and they're going to be attacking. But one of the cool things about this is not just the heroes fighting. You can switch to your alter ego side. And then in this form, you can heal really fast. And then the villain cannot attack you when you're in the alter ego side. But he's going to scheme, and so then that scheme's going to get more threat on it, which could also be an in-game trigger to lose the game. And then when you're in hero form, you can attack, the villain can attack you. Then, of course, there's the villain sends out the henchmen to go attack you. It's a lot of fun. They've come out with so much content by now, it's just crazy. But like you can play as Captain America and Winter Soldier, who are really good friends, and you can pair those together, and different combinations of characters, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and all sorts of cool stuff. So that is my number 7.
Winter Soldier is also a separate pack, like the
Hero pack?
single pack. I played the game once and it was really fun. We played against, who was it?
I'm trying to remember now who
it
played
was
Magneto.
Oh yeah, he was hard because he like kept defending himself. He's like block, block,
Super
block.
strong, yeah, like tanky. Lots of defense.
He has magnetic powers, so that would make sense.
True, yeah.
Oh, and by the way, if you play against Magneto, do not bring any metal around him, or
Ooh, he'll use it
be in
against you.
Big trouble.
Mm-hmm.
My number 6 is Star Wars: The Clone Wars. This is a fun cooperative game, and it is Star Wars themed, as you can see. It is based off the Pandemic system, the game made way back, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. I think that's accurate.
So it's a really old game, the Pandemic. But this is like only 2 years old, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a fun game. You have these miniatures, you know, kind of nice plastic miniatures, and then you move them around on the board. As you can see right there, you have 4 villains and 7 heroes. It's like there's an expansion included with this game. So it's like first you got to deal with the droids so they don't populate the board, and then threat goes up and you lose the game. Boy, there's a few ways to win. There's actually one way to win, but it's kind of easy on the first one, but then the second one is kind of hard, and then the
How do you win the game?
Well, you attack these droids. You go, you're gone, and you roll a die, you go, and then you roll the die, and then you can take negative damage, and you have cards, which are kind of like your health.
What do you have to do to win the game, though? That's just, you're mitigating the droids.
I know.
Yeah.
So, to win the game, you would remove all the droids, and then you attack the villain, and then you do that, and then it flips him over to his overside. After you do all the objectives with their objectives, then you go and deal with over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you attack the villain, the main objective. General Grievous, though, he has 3 objectives. So he adds objectives, and then he's beaten. That is my number 6. Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Dun, dun,
Oh, and by the
dun.
way, don't let your clone come get you, because there's clones of these droids, and don't let you have a clone. It would be really annoying. Trust me.
No cloning, please.
No clones.
All right. Great choice. I think that's our favorite cooperative game to play together of all the games we have. It's my favorite
No,
cooperative game.
my favorite one is on.
Oh yeah. There's
Dice
one more.
Roll.
There's one more. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that one. Okay, my number 6 is a crossover for this list. It is Isaiah's number 10. Raiders of the North Sea. We've already kind of talked about this game, so I won't talk too much about it, but it is a wonderful worker placement game with beautiful artwork, and you're just basically taking city actions with your worker, and then you're raiding, and you're getting points, and the person who gets the most points wins based off of all the plunder and things that you get from raiding and the victory points scored along the way. They're like Isaiah mentioned earlier, there's an app you can download on your phone, on a tablet, that's really fun. Even on a Nintendo Switch they have it, and so if you want to check it out there. Super fun worker placement game, everything Isaiah said. Alright, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Stone Spine Architects, a role player tale. It's like Lockup because it deals with monsters.
It's in the same universe.
And a role player tale is what Lockup is.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to build this dungeon and you're trying to get your goals. You have a blueprint and you try to get your goals, and it's ages 10 plus, 1 to 5 players, and 45 to 60 minutes. This is what you do on your turn. So you have cards, you place them down, and then you have money. And you can go over here to buy like secret doors to go through where you usually can't go, or you buy monsters to put on your blueprints to fulfill those things, and then you get points at the end of the games.
Mm-hmm.
You also have other items, like you have these Trumpy Chompers and these Dragon Heads and these
Different monsters.
Yeah.
And, yeah. You're building a 4x4 grid, and it's a card drafting game. Which we actually talked about this game in our card drafting, favorite drafting games video. So if you guys want to find out more, go see that video, favorite card drafting games. Yeah. What do you like about this?
Well, it's a fun game, good components. The boards are good thicknesses. What I mean, the board, not plural. And then the cards are good quality, maybe have polish on them, I don't know.
Yeah.
And they have good,
UV finish.
good quality tokens, and that is my number 5. Stone Spine Architects. Oh, and by the way, trap those monsters in so they don't get you. Make sure that.
That's why they're in the dungeon. Alright, my number 5 is Russian Railroads. This game I played more on Board Game Arena than I have the physical version. But it's an absolute blast to play. It's a worker placement game. Very tight, so there's lots of blocking of other players. So like there may be a spot where only one player can go there and get the benefit. So it's kind of a race to all the different spots to do what you need to do. But you basically have these railroad tracks. You're pushing up, building tracks, and then moving your railroad along these various tracks. There's a total of 4 tracks in the game. There's 3 on the board, on your main board here, and then there's 1 that everybody's on. 1 on the main board, 3 on your personal board, I should say. So a total of 4 tracks. And it's just a point salad game where almost everything you do is scoring points. And you're trying to get all these spots, get to those spots before the other players to optimize your turn, score the most points. This is the highest scoring game in my collection. I average upper 300s to low 400s every time I play it now. So highly recommend it. It's if you like Euro games with resource management and worker placement. This is definitely one of those kind of games. So Russian Railroad, and check it out on BoardGameArena.com if you guys want to see a digital implementation of the game.
Oh, and don't rush too much about those railroads, because rushing doesn't always turn out right.
That's right.
My number 4 is Star Wars The Deck Building Game. This is a fun 2-player only game. You can be the bad guys, the forces of Darth Vader and Darth Sidious, or you could be the good guys, Luke Skywalker and
Han Solo.
and Princess Leia and all of those. It's a fun game, and it's my favorite card game. It's a very, very fun card game.
What kind of game is it?
Well, it's a card game and it's a deck building game. So you build your deck over time. This is what you turn. You have 5 cards. You play them all face up, and then you resolve your actions. You buy, and the first one to knock out all of the bases wins.
How many bases do you have in the game?
You have 3. 3 bases. You have, you can choose Death Star for the bad guys, or you can choose Hoth for the good guys, or you can choose... There's a lot of options, but I really do like Solist. For the good guys,
That's a good
the
one.
first card you buy on the turn goes on the top of your deck.
Instead of in your discard pile. 'Cause normally you have to, when you buy the cards, go to your discard pile, you have to wait to reshuffle your deck to play with them. Yeah, that was amazing.
And it's a very good game. The components are pretty good quality, other than the
Force Tracker.
Force Tracker.
Yeah.
It's like,
So, fun game. Great deck builder game if you like deck building, where you're building a deck and making it stronger over time. All right, my number 4 is Dinogenics, the Jurassic Park, the board game. So in this game, you are building your own personal dinosaur park. You have a main board where you're placing out workers, gathering resources, basically turning in DNA cards to build dinosaurs. And then once you build those dinosaurs, once you construct them, you put them on your player board, because everyone has a unique player board that they have all their dinosaurs on. So everyone has their own unique park, which is a nice dual layer, and then dual layer board with fences. So you'll put fences in these little gaps here, because you want to separate different dinosaurs, because some dinosaurs don't get along, they can't be in the same pen. So you keep dinosaurs of the same species within pens. There is one dinosaur called the Stegosaurus that can be with any dinosaur, which is really cool, because he's got armor on his back. And so you're basically trying to separate all the dinosaurs into various pens and spots. And then you build buildings over here, which give you various benefits. You also have hotels where people are coming to your park and visiting, they need places to stay. So you're building more hotels. And then each dinosaur scores differently. Some of them have different special abilities, like the actually the Stegosaurus is the one with the special ability to get more money. Get 2 money. It's the
Ankylosaurus.
Ankylosaurus is the armored
They
one.
have spikes on their back and they have a tail.
Yeah.
It's
They're the ones that can be with any dinosaur, which is
hard
really
and
cool.
tail.
Yeah, I try to get an Ankylosaurus every game because of that. They're really cool. Yeah, and so it's the person with the most points win. But you basically get points by getting dinosaurs in your park. That's the main way. And so you're just trying to do that. And it is a little tight game as far as these spots. There's only a few spots. Like if you want to get goats to feed your carnivores, then there's only 3 spots for that in a 4-player game. There is a special spot over here where you can outsource a spot, but there's only 1 spot to outsource. It's very, very tight. So you're trying to get to the spots you really need quickly before the other players get there. So that is my number 4, Dinogenics.
My number 3 is Ticket to Ride. United Kingdom plus Pennsylvania. The one that I've only played is United Kingdom, but it's a 2-in-1.
We need to play the Pennsylvania one. It's really fun.
So I like this fun train-based game because you have like these gadgets, I think, in the United.
Technologies.
Yeah, it's technology. And you have to get some of them to go over water, I think. And you have to go in certain areas. It's a very fun, competitive game. And we also have this nice 15th anniversary, actually, Europe version of Ticket to Ride, the original. It comes with 10s. And, well, it comes with a few maps. I think it comes with 2 maps. I don't think they're double-sided. I don't think the maps are double-sided. But it's a very fun variant of the map. And it's a very fun game. It is ages...
I think it's 10 and up.
10 and up?
But I would put that on the video every time. So they'll see it in there.
So 10 and up. And it's a very fun game. And this board is humongous. I mean, it's stuck in the box.
Yeah, this is 2 boards because it's got this one and that one. Or it's double-sided. It might be double-sided. But yeah, it's huge. This one plays up to 6, I think. There's some that play up to 6. This is at least up to 5 players. It's either 5 or 6. But Ticket to Ride by itself plays 5, and then there's some boards that play up to 6. What do you like about this one versus the other one? This is your favorite, right? The United Kingdom map?
I just like the technology. It really adds the game. It adds a lot.
You feel like you're getting stronger as the game goes on?
I'm like, I'm so little. Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, don't let cyborgs get you bad. No. But there are no cyborgs in this game, thankfully. But don't let that technology get too high.
Yeah, that's Ticket to Ride to the Moon. That's a different game.
Ticket to Ride United Kingdom number 3. This was my number 3.
All right. Oh, this is a big one. My number 3 is Rococo Deluxe Edition. Or just Rococo, but I prefer the deluxeified version. This is a game by Matthias Kramer, and it is a game about actually making dresses. So, a different theme. And you're crafting, you're basically hiring apprentices to help you make dresses, and you're also trying to rent out the dresses to these various people in the aristocracy, wealthy people that can afford that, and they're going to this big ball gala, and then there's a fireworks display at the end of the game where you're going to show off your dresses if you have them on the top balcony. It's basically worker placement, deck building, and area majority game. So it has a lot of different mechanisms. The area majority in the game is you are trying to get the dresses on as many people as you can in each section of the board. If you're able to successfully do that at the end of the game, you will score bonus points for majority. You also get points for just basically putting the dresses and renting them out. But you have all these different halls where you're trying to get the most dresses in those sections. There's also musicians that you can hire, which are really cool up here in these spots. And that counts for your majority presence on the board. But basically you're just getting the resources you need. You're getting your thread, you're getting your lace, you're getting all that good stuff to make dresses. Then you're either selling them or renting them out. If you rent them out, you gain points. If you sell them, you get money. Money helps you buy apprentices. Money helps you, do a lot of different things in the game. Buy materials, all that good stuff. Oh, and you want to show them the money coins?
Speaking of money, these are separate money coins we found on Etsy.
No, these are on their website.
Oh yeah, they were on their website, I think.
Yeah, these come from the publisher direct.
Yeah, but we got them later.
Yeah, we got them later because for some reason the deluxe edition doesn't come with metal coins, which I was surprised. It comes with just cardboard. Everything else is deluxeified, so we got these later.
But also, Etsy is a lot of deluxeified components. Like the deck building game, they have a lot of cool things for that.
Yeah, so we got those coins on there. It's a beautiful game, great artwork, really fun. If you like deck building mixed with worker placement, this is an amazing game for that. Highly recommend it. It's one of those games that's never going to go away from my collection. I just super enjoy it. Plays up to 5 players. I will say it gets harder the more players you add because you're fighting more for those spots. So that is my number 3, Rokoko, the Deluxe Edition.
My number 2 is Video Game Champion. This is a fun competitive game about beating video games. It also has Dice Tower Essentials on it, as you can see up there. It's a very fun game. It's 2 to 5 players. Me and Dad play it all the time with 2 to 5 players, and it's
With 2 players.
2 players, and it's very fun. That's actually the only amount of players we've played it with. 50 to 90 minutes, 14 plus, maybe 12 plus, but I don't think it's 14 plus. That's overrated. They do that a lot with games.
They do, yeah.
It's a very fun game about beating video games.
What are you doing on your turn?
Yes, it's back in the 90s place, where like it was done in the 90s. So this is what you're doing on your turn. You pick video game cards, or you try to do things to beat these games. I think you have to get special amounts of cubes, I think. No, amount of, cubes. And then you have to beat the game with all of those items, and it's kind of
They're
hard.
buttons. I think they're controller buttons.
They're controller buttons.
Yeah.
But you need those buttons to beat the games, but they're difficult to beat because some of them give you a little points there. I can do it with my eyes closed, but some of them, like 9 points or something. Oh, that's a lot of buttons.
What helps you beat the games? What can you get that helps you?
Well, it helps.
Do you remember what you can buy?
You can buy. You can buy these walkthroughs. These
Magazines?
Yeah, my magazines that help you with the games. They're very cool magazines. Back then, they didn't have walkthroughs.
They did in the magazines, though. They would help you out.
They
They were kind of like codes.
but
These are like codes.
They didn't have TV shows, really. They didn't have TV shows.
Were you alive back then?
Were you? No. They just put like, magazines. Yes, they had TV shows, but it wasn't very good. Graphics.
The technology wasn't very good back then compared to the way it is now.
Hey, and we also did a review, and the funny thing is,
A review of this game?
yeah, it's a very fun game, and this is my number 2. And it is by Arcane Wonders.
Nice. And this is also on my 11 through 20 list.
Video Game Champion, my number 2.
A Dice Tower Essentials game.
Oh, and this is also a redone. Somebody redone it. It was in a different language, but
Brazil, yeah.
they redid it.
It's a
So I'm
Brazil.
very happy for whoever did that. I don't remember.
Me too. All right.
No, wait, no, Arcane Wonders redid it.
Yeah, Arcane Wonders is the
Silly
one.
me.
Yep. All right, another heavy game. The box is smaller though, but the box is heavy. My number 2 is Lost Ruins of Arnak. This is a very popular game in the board gaming community. Indiana Jones, the board game. So you're going to various sites, exploring temples and all sorts of things, looking for artifacts. You have 2 workers in the game, and those workers are going out collecting resources, exploring. You also have this track over here that's a magnifying glass and a book that are moving up this track, and you're exploring and you're researching things on this track. It's a research track, and you're getting points by going up this track. It's also a deck building game, so now once again we have worker placement with deck building. So you have a set of cards you start out with, very basic, and then as the game goes on you're buying more and more cards to make your deck stronger. And then the cards also give you points at the end of the game, which is really cool. So you get victory points for the cards that you buy. And you're just basically trying to optimize your turns so that you get the most resources to do the most things, stringing your actions together in such a way where you can keep going and going and going. Because in this game, you could have people going, like Isaiah could be done with his all of his actions, and I could still be taking actions. So yes, it goes back and forth in turn order, but then one person has to eventually pass because they can't do anything else. And then everybody else gets to keep playing until they can't do anything else. Then you proceed to the next round. So yeah, I highly recommend Lost Ruins of Arnak if you like that marriage of worker placement with deck building along with the Indiana Jones exploration theme. And you can play this on BoardGameArena.com if you want to check it out before buying the physical copy. So, Lost Ruins of Arnak, my number 2.
My number 1 is Marvel Dice Throne Missions. This is a fun cooperative game. It is a expansion sold separately from the normal game. It's a fun cooperative game, and on your turn you have cards, and you have your guy. You can move wherever you want as long as you aren't blocked by an object. So you have to defeat villains. There's a boss fight at the end. There's this crisis clock, and there is also, as I said, you move these people around. This is what a boss battle looks like. That one was, we almost lost, but there was a one before that we accidentally skipped.
Master Mold?
Yeah, Master Mold was hard, but Mysterio was harder because there was this clock, illusion meter, and if it went up, you lose. I thought that one was harder because we lost the mission.
Yeah, this one's actually my favorite cooperative game in my collection. So it's so much fun. There's what, like 20 scenarios roughly, at least.
And it's a very fun cooperative game. And well, if you kickstart it, it comes with nice acrylic hex tiles and the magnetized crisis clock instead of the original, one with the buttons. And that is my number 1. Marvel. Oh, and we also have an unboxing video for this. Marvel Dice Throne Mission.
Yeah, and as a caveat, this is an expansion. It even says expansion on the side. So this makes the regular Dice Throne game a cooperative game. So you have to have at least 2 characters to play this. Well, actually, technically 1. You can play this solo. So you would need like a 2-pack Dice Throne pack to be able to play that game. And if you have that, you can throw your heroes in there. So makes a competitive game and cooperative game. And the replayability in that game is phenomenal with 20-something scenarios. It's hard almost not to play that one every time we play something, but I've purposely not done that so we could play other games. But it's that much fun where I could literally play that one every time we play a game. So great choice for your number 1. All right, my number 1 is another heavy game. I could work out with this one. Western Legends, yeehaw. This is a sandbox Western game where you're doing all sorts of stuff in the Old West. So everybody has a cowboy that they are, and they're all historical characters, like Calamity Jane or Wyatt Earp. Different people. They could be, you can play as both a good Western person or a bad Western person. So the way the game works is it has this system where you kind of do what you want to do. You can rob a bank, you can rob a train, you can rob other players, you can do all this stuff like that, which is all criminal. It's going to put you on a wanted track. And the wanted track is going to give you victory points very quickly in the game. Then they have a martial track where you can do the right thing. You can arrest bandits. You can protect, the West and do different things that raises your martial track. You can rustle cattle, for instance. That gives you more things. Just good things where you're helping out, and that will boost your martial track. And the martial track gives you what's called legendary points. Legendary points will convert to victory points, but it's just a slower process than the wanted track, but you'll get a lot as you keep going up this track higher and higher and higher as the game goes on. And then there's just neutral actions, like you can pan for gold, go gold mining. You just roll some dice and you try to get the most gold. You take those gold nuggets, you go into city, you sell the gold, you get money. Money you can turn into points. So there's just a lot of different ways to score points, and if you get this with the expansion, there's even more ways to score points. This is basically the most fun sandbox, like do whatever you want to do. You have like a million options to try. And you can also buy gear, you can buy weapons, you can buy horses and other types of mounts. And it uses a poker deck of cards, but each card is multi-use. So you can use just the value of the card for actions, to do actions successfully, like an ace would be the most powerful action. And then, or you can use the card for the bottom ability. At the bottom it has text on the card, and you can just say, I'm just going to turn this card in and get whatever benefit is. Like the ace gives you like 1 victory point. And there's a set number of victory points to trigger the end of the game. I think the standard game it's 15 points, so it's not a high scoring game. And then once somebody has 15 points, then it's going to trigger the end of the game. Everybody gets like one more turn, and then the person with the most points, legendary points, wins the game. So that is Western Legends. It does take, I would say, a good 4 players. I think 3 players would be all right. I'd say the more players, the better in this one, up to a certain point. I think 4 is the sweet spot. You can play it up to 6, I believe. But it is a very long setup time, so expect to have a good 3-hour experience if you're going to play it with, 4 to 6, I would say. Highly recommended, though, if you like this theme, Western theme, with exploration and where you can just score points a bunch of different ways. My number 1, Western Legends. So that has been our top 10 favorite games of all time, 2025 edition. And be sure to check out our 11 through 20 if you haven't seen that video. And we will see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.